Good morning, good morning. This is Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts. And this is completely dry. It feels like I got most of it down pretty good. I think it looks really good. I'm really liking it. I almost hate to cut it up, but I have taken it and flipped it over, and I've squared it up so I can cut along these lines. I didn't want to take a cutting blade to my new mat, so we're going to cut by scissors. Let's see if we can do it. So then then we can cut up journal cards and tags or whatever. I don't know. I just hate to cut it up. I really do. But what else am I going to do with it? You know, what else would I do with it? There's a pretty strip for nothing. I probably won't ever use it, so it'll probably go in the trash. If I get a nice strip that can be used once we flip the cards over, then I will do that. I always forget, the best way to square things up, but I know it sure helps. That's a nice piece, actually. That would actually look good on like a stripe on the back of one of the cards or something. Oops, I'm off on that one. You're off on your cut, Ange. So how is everybody today? We'll give a shout out to Celeste at Woodland Inspired. She has been absolutely doing an amazing job on craft your, what is it? Sorry, Celeste, I don't have my phone here to look. Anyway, I'll put it down below. But she really is an amazing artist. She does a lot of die cutting and stamping and stuff, and boy, if you need a solution to something, she's the girl to go to, I'll tell you. But I've been following her, oh, darn it, I wish I had my phone in here so I could tell you, but she's been doing an amazing job on the project that she's working on. And I've seen a couple of her collages that she's done lately, and they are just so amazing. She did one on her family, and the things that, like what home meant to her. And so she had like holding a baby and rocking a baby, and she remembers that and what great memories that brought. And her husband with the child, giving her a piggyback ride, and just all, Thanksgiving, the big dinner table, all kinds of things. And then this one that she did the other day, oh, I don't know, it just really spoke to me. And she gets a list of things that she has to put in the collage. And so she put in this one some zigzags that I think she cut them with her die cutting machine. And she put in flowers and stuff like that, and it was just amazing. And she put an owl, which was really cool because she used an owl and zigzags the same day that I put up the Rediscovering the Oldies and put up the zigzag stuff, and I used an owl. And so it was just kind of cool that we'd both use the same types of things in a different way on the same day. Oh, so that we posted them the same day. just those little coincidences that, you know, make you realize how close you are in this community. Anyway, big shout out to Celeste. I love your channel, Celeste, and I love you dearly, and I am so glad that I've gotten to know you over these years of scrapbooking and stuff, and journaling, and anyway, really appreciate you. So, and a big shout out to Tammy. She finished her Enchanted Dreams journal, which was a part of Dahlia's Mandalay Cards and More. It was her new little baby, her new creation, digital creation, and she asked Tammy to collaborate with her, and Tammy did a beautiful altered book with it. I highly recommend it. And once again, you have to go see Carol because she has the yarn of my dreams. She has made the most beautiful green and white and creamy and grays, and anyway, it's a very beautiful yarn that she'd been working on. And you know, if I was a sweater maker, I'd be begging her for you know, yarn. But I'm not a sweater maker, but it is pretty. So shout out to those three girls, and shout out to Dahlia too for making that beautiful creation that she did. It's based off of Beauty and the Beast, and it is absolutely magical. So congratulations to each one of you, and love you guys so much. I hope y'all have a great day, and I highly recommend their channels and digitals and creations and everything else. So moving on to this is a big thank you to Robin at Robin Powell, and who should have a channel. We might talk her into it. Who knows? I'm thinking about Robin's channel. What would she do? Well, she would do a masterboard, because she suggested this, and I'm thanking her for that, because I originally was not planning on doing it this way. I was going to put in some flowers and some pages and cut it up and da-da-da-da-da. But I opened up my book page, and I saw the flowers all lined up in there, and they had some of them had different sizes, you know. And so I started trimming the edges and sides, and then I trimmed between, and I laid down the first 4. And I knew exactly what I needed to do was this, was to cut strips of flowers up, making it all go the same direction so that this would look like a meadow of flowers. Now, I do have kind of a straight line there, and I should have a leaf on it, but I don't. But this was so fun. I've never done a masterboard like this, and I will definitely do another one. I would love to do a collage on you know, like a board, an art board that could hang on the wall. Not a canvas, because it'd be too heavy for a canvas, but on a board, it would be great. And I would love to do one on that. So I'm thinking about that, thinking about going and grabbing a couple of old art boards and making some collages for the wall. But I just think it's so pretty, because from a distance, if you set this up, if I set this up against the wall here, or the cabinetry, and I go and step back a couple feet, I cannot tell that this is a collage. To me, from a distance, my eye sees a meadow of flowers. And then I get up close and I'm seeing all these papers, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I do that? I mean, literally, I'm just, you just start wondering, how did you do that? Because, believe me, there's thousands of flowers on here, and leaves, and they don't match up. Some of them are plants, mixed with other plants, and flowers on other stems, and other leaves on the wrong plants. And I mean, it's magical when you step back and look at it and you see it from the distance, and your eye just can't believe it when you get up close to it and you see that it's all paper, torn bits of paper. Originally I started by just cutting them, but then I went to tearing them, and then I went to fussy tearing, and that was the answer, was the fussy tearing. So I'm going to get set up on flipping this over, and we have an option to cover the back or not. I do have a piece of paper that would work. My husband got it in some packaging. But I think maybe the best thing to do would be to just cover it afterwards, because it's already pretty heavy. And so I guess then the next decision is what are we going to make? Journal cards. It measures 16 and a fourth by 16 and a fourth. 16 and a fourth by 16 and a fourth. So 16 by 16. So we can get quite a few journal cards and tags out of this. I'm not going to be able to fold it to make cards or anything like that, but journal cards we could do. So let me figure out how I want to section this off, and then I will get back to you. Okay, I'm back. I've marked out the first 2 rows. I've done these as smaller journal cards, 3 by 4. And then I have 3 larger ones here, a 4 by 6, a 4 by 6, and a 4 by 5 and 1/4. So let's start by cutting those off. Then the rest of them should fit on the cutting board without a problem. So being brave. Now remember, you're cutting through wonky layers on the other side. And no peeking. Don't flip your board over. This is the surprising part. And then we get to decorate. I don't know if we'll decorate today, since this is taking a little bit of time, but we will have time to decorate. Okay, there's that one. Now let's cut these. Anyway, I didn't make a nice dark line to cut on, so I should have. But I like the thought of having different size cards in my journals, although this one looks quite wonky. And it might just be because it's book pages that are kind of wonky here. Almost 16. So we do need some tags. So how tall do we want our tags? 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. Let's go down to the bottom. And let's do some nice tall 6-inch tags, maybe 5.5. There. That'll be a good tag, won't it? Will it? Won't it? Sure. Okay. And how wide do we want our tags? I kind of like a wide tag, not a skinny tag. I think I'll go 3 inches on the tags. So there's one. Two. And what happens if we cut that at 3? Well, then we have a really... So let's, what is it? It's 3.5, 3.25. So let's leave this at 3.25. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cut it at the 2.5. And here's why, because that's what I want to do. I gotta make myself follow directions. So there's 2.5. Now we're going to have some little stamps here. Okay, and these are all tags. So let's see what we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tags. That would be good for a journal. And then journal cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 small ones. 4 larger ones, 4 smaller ones. And then we have a bunch of stamps. Okay, so shall we flip them over and see what we have? Oh, pretty! Oh my goodness, I'm excited. Are you excited? That one goes that way. This one goes this way. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Okay. Let's finish getting our journal cards done here. Let's put that one over there. I gotta trim this one. And then we have this one. Oh, this one goes this way. Let me move these up a little bit. I hate for you to see my pajamas. I'm wearing pajamas today, by the way. This is pajama day because I wanted to get this done. So let's put this one down here. I'll put it this way. No, I don't want to put it that way. Let's start over here. That'll give us a little more space. Then we have that one, and that one, that one, that one. Then we have a journal card. Okay, ready for tags? Here we go. There is tag 1, tag 2, tag 3, tag 4, five, and the fatter tags. 1. I can see a piece came off there. 2. and 3. The 3 bigger tags. So then we ended up with some little stampy type things. So we'll cut these into a little raggedy edge, like a stamp. These would be cute. They can be used on so many different things. That will be very cool. And a couple more. So some leaves. And just a little flower. So there we go. So these will look a little like stamps once we cut them correctly to look like stamps. So now we need to cut our tags into shape. So I'm going to cut that one off there. Flip this over here. This will be our big tag. There we go. And choose the same thing over here. Just lining that up on there. There. There's another tag. And then we have to figure out how are we going to decorate these up. What are we going to do to give them some grand personality? There. Stamping some filigree on it. I have a filigree stamp. And then I also thought what might be cool is if we stamped some of the crackle and then used embossing ink and then embossed some of them with that. I think that might be cool. And then the filigree, I don't know where my filigree is. It's right there somewhere. But, yeah. I have a nice little couple of filigree stamps that I used to use quite a bit when I did art boards. When I had a nice substrate to use. That one turned out very good. Has a good central point there, doesn't it? Okay, so how about that? We ended up with a lot of really cool things. What do you think? Yeah, very cool. It's me and my jammies. I have my Christmas jammies on, by the way. So there we go. Look at that. What do you think? Want a closer look? So there's that one. And here's this one. And then here's a couple of tags. Oh, a bird's nest in here with a bird. Oh yes, that would look good. Yeah, yep. Robin, this was a great idea, thanks. Not exactly collaging it with, you know, little advertisements and stuff, but we got it collaged with flowers. You know me and my pink and purple. We're on the constant hunt for pink and purple. So we have this one. Yes, I see a bird on that one. And I see a bunny on this one. Aren't they just adorable? They turned out so pretty. It doesn't look anything like it did. This one has some space on it, so there's some good use in here for something. I don't know what yet, but we'll figure that part out. Okay, well, and then we have our little, like Tammy's working on, little twinshies. We could make twinshies if we wanted. Okay, so, gosh, there we are. So that's all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll make one. You might want to make the size that you can put right onto your cutting board instead of cutting it up like I had to. But yeah, it's so worth it to cut up all those flowers and see where you can make them go. So it's so amazing to the eye when you set it back and look at it. So definitely want to make one on a different substrate, and yeah, it'll be cool. It will be cool. All right, thank you for joining me, and thank you, Robin, for the great idea. And go check out all the people I suggested, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.